Oh, I forgot I pressed the live button. Hi, how you doing? This is gonna be a super short one. Super short. Super short. Oh my god. Yeah. Super short. I hope this is even working because a lot of the time, it doesn't work that great. Yeah. Yeah. When I'm not at my house. I hope this is that's that one. So anyway, I'll wait for some people to get in here. Oh crap! Hold on a second. I got to turn. I forgot. I forgot. Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody? I can't really see you guys. I'm kind of driving. Well, I'm not kind of driving. I am driving. Like, how do you kind of drive? You're the driver. You don't. You're the driver. You don't. How's everybody doing? Mrs. America is in here. Um. Yeah. So. Hey, beep boop, beep beep boop, beep boop, beep beep boop. So I just ran some errands. I was looking for these little pin things that I need for one of my Christmas things, and it was an unsuccessful trip, to be honest with you. I had to drive. I went to Home Depot, and then, dude, Lowe's, man, they move quick. If you don't get, oh shit, I have a $30 check in here. Oh no. If you don't get your the Christmas stuff from Lowe's in like August, they're like sold out. I just went in there and some of their stuff is so overpriced. But anyway, I needed these pins for one of my Christmas arch things and they didn't have them. So it was a very unsuccessful trip. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I hope this is working because I get bad reception usually in this area. Hey from the UK. Hello. Hi from America, the grand old land of America. So I wanted to address some of the shit that's going on right now. Not with me necessarily, but there's been a lot of fighting in our community lately. And I feel like, and I'll talk like Tiffany, and I feel like it's due to a lot of different things, but mainly the new people that are coming into the community, Um, those of us who've been around, who came from the quote unquote Chris Watts community, and then, you have the drama community, right? We merged, I guess, in a sense, years ago. It kind of just came this one big community, which I called Krama years ago. And now people use Krama as something different, but Krama is like a bad thing, right? It's a bad connotation. Hello, tragedy pimps, and I see you guys. Miss Leah Dolls is in the house. Ms. Nomer. Okay, gotta drive. I was at a red light, so I was able to see you guys. Um, but you know what I'm saying? Like, uh, I feel like problems were sorted out years ago. People kind of fought within the community, myself included. And then we kind of figured it out, right? And for like the last, I want to say 2 years, everybody's been like pretty cool. There's been some bullshit. There's been some fighting, but not like this. And I think when the community was kind of established years ago, one of the things that I think we all stood very strongly against was doxing. We were like, we're not playing that game. It kind of just dox. It's like, oh, I'm getting pissed off, so I'm just gonna dox this person. And I've done it myself. Okay, I'm guilty of doxing somebody too. So I can't. I'm not gonna shame anybody for doxing. Everybody has a difference of opinion here, but it hurts my heart to see people fighting. Um, over these like new people that are coming into our community, and that's always going to happen, right? There's always going to be people coming in and out that are going to find this little neck of the woods here, and they're going to um, not understand our rules and the way that we do things. That's the internet for you. Hey, Purple Rain. Um, Sorry if I didn't say anything. Yeah, F you tragedy pimp. I gotta be honest with you. The last couple of days, I've been kind of just sitting back, haven't really been going in chats, and I hate that. I hate that feeling when you feel like you don't want to go in a chat, and the reason being is because I I like almost everybody. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's a few select people here that I don't like. I don't care for. But main for the for the main part of it, right? The majority of the people here, uh, creator, everybody. It puts me in a really kind of uncomfortable, compromising position. Because it's like, well, I'm friends with this person, and I'm friends with that person, or I like that person. And I listened to Mandolin actually kind of talk about it last night, where she was like it just puts us creators, and I wish people could keep that in mind. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't voice their opinions, because that's what we all have a right to do. We all have a right to voice our opinions, but it puts everybody else in like this weird compromising position, especially when it happens in somebody's chat, and you're the creator, and you're like, oh shit, what do I do? Like, because again, most of us here like everybody, that's in our little community. um and I hate seeing people that have been friends for years fighting with each other. It sucks. And I can understand points that are being made on both sides of this. Okay. So I'm not choosing sides. I don't want to choose sides, but I can totally understand that. And I'm going to read you guys' comments. I'll be home in a minute, because I know that I'm not the only person kind of feeling this way right now, kind of feeling in this awkward, like, I don't know what to do with myself, where to go situation. Because I think there's a lot of people that kind of feel this way right now. So everybody's welcome in my chat. I just feel, I understand both sides of the situation, you know. So it's hard. I understand people that are against the doxing. Just some people are just vehemently, right, is that the right word, against doxing. Like, they're just like, no, I don't care what happens, you're not doxing people, it's not cool. Okay. And I get that, and I feel that way too. you know I feel like I talked about this with Alicia the other day on her panel, where I was like, it, I've been doxed to hell and back on this platform. Okay. And um it's really hard when you're doxed, you know and somebody's using your information against you, and they're doing it right. The whole point of doxing, there's a few things that people are looking to do when they dox people. Okay. um I just pulled in my driveway, so we could talk better now. Let me just get my dog out of the car. He came with me. Hey, Ben. Hey, Carla. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, I need my keys. Oh, wait, I have my keys. All right. So there's a few reasons doxing happens here. But the main reason, I think, is to scare people, obviously. But people don't realize that when they dox, it opens up to like these creeps that are sitting in the background waiting for this to happen, because at the end of the day, you don't know. I've had my information put out. Okay. And I've also had cops at my house. I've had weird fucking tongues sent to my house. I've had CPS called to my house. Okay. And it's very unnerving, especially when you don't know who is doing it to you. I have an idea, obviously, because I'm not that, although I've obviously had issues with people here, I'm not all that problematic. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck kind of bug is that fucking thing? It's got like a tail. All right, Ovi, go lay down. Oh, I gotta get your new bed. I bought a new bed. That's all I got today. New bed. But so when you put the information out there, you have to think of the other consequences. Ah! What the fuck? Yo, this fucking thing, this bug, I thought I squished him with the paper towel. He fucking popped out. Holy shit. Anyway, so that thing was like a ninja. Like fucking holy shit. I never seen a bug do that. Anyway, um when you put somebody's information out there, right? Anybody could grab it and do what they please with it. So it's scary for some people when they see all this doxing going on because, it's just scary. A lot of us come here under fake names, clearly, and we want to stay somewhat anonymous. I mean, but it's part of the risk that you take coming here, unfortunately, okay? Because it's out of your control. Anything that's out of your control, you have to kind of accept, right? It's out of our control. And there's just going to be assholes that are going to, do that to you. So you kind of have to accept that as part of being on YouTube. However, you shouldn't have to accept too much of it, and you should be able to defend yourself. And, it's really up to each person how they choose to deal with that. I can't tell somebody, hey, you do this or you don't do that. Like, it's really up to the person how they're going to deal with it. I've dealt with it in ways where I just kind of ignore it and try not to draw attention to it. That's probably the smartest way, in my opinion, to deal with doxing, right? Is to just not confirm it. Don't draw any attention to it. Don't call it out in a chat. Don't point to it. If you're a moderator, just delete the comment and block the person. And don't call attention to doxes, And if you're a creator or if you're a victim of doxing, don't call more attention to it. You know what I'm saying? By confirming the dox. I mean, for some of us, it's too late. But, anybody here who's new and has a fear of being doxxed, I think one of the best things to do is to kind of not give it attention, because people want the attention for it. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to put it out there and get the attention. So that's probably one of the best ways to do is to ignore it, which is really hard because it's really unnerving when somebody takes your personal information and uses it against you like that. And I've done it myself. Don't willingly agitate a doxer, then be upset when you get doxed. Yeah. Part of the, so, all right. So Alicia, had her feelings, and I want to just say, okay, she has made it very clear on here that she's like, listen, if you fucking dox me, I'm going to dox you back. Okay. She's made it very clear. And that's the way she chooses to handle it. I'm not going to judge her, what she does. But she's like, nobody's calling out Michelle for doxing. And Michelle's just as wrong. She's just as wrong here for doxing. Everybody who does it. Oh, thank you. Whoever just joined. I'm sorry. Oh, Quirky Carlotta. Thank you. Michelle's an asshole for doxing too. Don't cry victim and be like, oh, somebody's doxing me when you're doxing people. Stop fucking doxing people on your channel. I really don't know why Michelle's even getting attention at this point in time. I feel like anybody who's paying attention for her, guess what? You just fell into fucking MGL's hands. You fell right into her hands like putty. Like, she played your asses. And I don't care if I'm friends with you or not friends with you. I'm letting you know that anybody who's paying that much attention to Michelle, you got played. You played yourself, actually. Because I just saw a clip the other day, a couple of days ago. And if you go back, I can find the clip. Where, oh, you like your new bad buddy? Yeah, chew the tag. So she literally said, okay, you guys have to remember this because it wasn't that long ago. She knew exactly what she was doing, throwing Michelle into the drama community. I mean, she blatantly said it. She's like, here, drama community, take Michelle, have a blast with her, have fun with her. And the reason she was doing that is because she wanted the drama community to stop focusing on her and focus on Michelle. And everybody fucking fell for it. And I'm like kind of disappointed in people that they fell for it. Because Michelle isn't really all that compelling to me. But they were like, oh, another train wreck. Because she knows that we're all addicted to fucking train wrecks here. And we enjoy a good train wreck to watch them. So you guys don't understand. Like, she's controlling you without even fucking controlling you. You guys all fell for it. Every single one of you guys that is fucking sitting there focused on Michelle right now, you all fell for it. You all fucking fell right into her hands like fucking putty. Like, because now your focus is off her. You're not calling her out anymore. And you're worried about this fucking nobody, really, Michelle, who's whatever. I have no interest in this woman. I don't understand why people are watching her. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I just don't get it. But you guys all fell for it. And to be quite honest with you, you kind of look foolish. And that's to anybody who's covering Michelle right now. You guys fell right into her fucking trap. You played right into her fucking hand. And there's several clips out there of her saying, here, drama community, they're going to have a ball with her. They're going to make a ton of money off of her. She knew what she was doing when she called your guys' attention to it. She ain't stupid. I mean, she is stupid, but she's very manipulative, calculated, and cunning. She knows exactly what she was doing. So the people that are sitting there now, so focused on Michelle, you fell right into her fucking hand. So part of the big reason that I won't personally give Michelle that much attention, because I feel like, fuck that. She's not going to tell me what I can and can't, cover on my channel. It's not going to happen. So anyway, I just want to put this out here too. Okay. There's two people, I'm not going to say names, figure it out yourselves, that came over from her community, right? They were both new people to her community, recent new people. Okay. And it seems to me, and I might be wrong, but it seems to me, and maybe I'm wearing a tinfoil hat, but it seems to me like they were kind of sent over here to, what's the word? I don't know. Spy on us, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know what the word is. Okay. But I'm very weary of these people. And the reason being is because usually when somebody leaves her group, we all know what happens, right? And they start joining her, quote unquote enemies, chats and their channels. She calls them out normally, typically, right? She's not doing that. So just be weary of who you're surrounding yourself with that's coming over from her group. That's all I'm going to say. Just be wary. I don't trust people on here. I've learned to not trust people on here. Yes, Beefers, that's exactly what it feels like. And if you notice, there's one of her henchmen, okay, who seems to be always in the chats where all this drama is going on concerning these people, kind of like overseeing everything. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to what's going on around you. I've learned on here, like, if people show me who they are, I believe them. So there's just certain people here that I'm just not going to fucking engage with, because they've showed me who they are very quickly. And when you start accepting these people into the community, especially people like that who just like dox for the sake of fucking doxing, you're like opening the door for everybody else to do it. So when I see those people doing that right off the bat, I definitely got a little weary of those people. I'm not a conspiracy theorist either. Listen, dude, I'm just talking from experience, okay? You guys have to remember that I've been observing this person for like 4 years now, right? On and off. I mean, I haven't watched her solid, but I've observed her behavior and the kind of shit that she does in certain situations for 4 years now, and I know how she's very predictable. Even though, to some she might be unpredictable, she's actually very, very predictable. So some of the things that I see, her typical reactions are not happening right now in certain situations where those of us who have been around for that long kind of know that this ain't normal, if that makes sense. So I've had many gut instincts of many creators and steer clear from them. And you know what? I've hold on a second. I have too, Mercedes girl. And I kind of learned my lesson that, like, I've tried to give people chances in the past and I've ended up paying dearly for it, okay, with certain people. So I'm sorry, Megan Mobster. I think you're talking about me. I completely understand. I was just looking for a new group of YouTube friends. Sorry for being a weirdo. Listen, you don't have to be sorry about anything. You don't owe me any type of apologies here. Um, but you have to understand, coming from where we've come from and having dealt with this person for years now, okay? Not just like a couple of months. We've watched her over and over again. And it makes it very hard to trust because she's done a lot of fucking really crazy shit around here. Okay. She has done a lot of fucking crazy shit. In fact, funny enough, I was looking for an old video today. I'm not an old video, an old picture, because I was trying to set up some of my Christmas stuff outside. And I'm looking at I'm looking for my old pictures. And I find this old video of her and her uh friend Oni, who basically Oni was like the original Justin, okay, for people who haven't been around. This guy was a serial swatter. He called the cops on me, he called the cops on Starlight. And this was like her right hand man, just like Justin is now, right? Justin replaced this guy. That's why if you hear people calling Justin Diet Oni or Dollar Store Oni, this is why. This is why. Okay. And it was actually a video that she struck me on. She had copyright stricken me on this video. And I screen recorded it because YouTube will allow you to watch the video, but they take it down. So I had screen recorded it last year. I didn't know it was still sitting there, so I'd screen recorded it last year. And I had called her out because I felt like she was using, the Rusek family, the Chris Watts whole situation. And the clip that I played was actually her talking about the girlfriend of Chris Watts that he was cheating on his wife with. And she's like, oh, I made all my money off the video. I already made my money off the video, And I'm like, see, that's exactly just proved what I've been saying all along, is that you're just doing these videos to make money on them. Like, you're basically proving it. Oh, I bet you Oni still is around. I'm sure he is. I'm glad you're speaking on this, MM. I was just airing for someone to speak on this. I just think it's important that we don't start fighting. Like, dude, everybody that's fighting right now over this shit, you fucking played right into her hands, okay? We've watched her do this time and time again, where she pins people against each other. Like, she knows how to create chaos. This woman is a fucking master of creating chaos, right? So she does things for a reason. And again, there was clips of her literally saying that she's going to send Michelle over to the drama community. And she's like, let the drama community have a field day with her. And she, trust me, you don't fucking say shit like that unless you have a fucking, intent and reason behind doing that. And that's the reason that she wanted to draw everybody's attention to Michelle and have everybody focus on Michelle, so that the focus then is off of her, and nobody's calling her out for being a fucking tragedy pimp, because they're all too busy eating each other's fucking faces. And in fact, I think that's the exact terminology she used at some point in time, was to let them eat each other's faces. So you guys are falling for it. All you guys, you know? I mean, I'm not telling people who to follow and who not to follow, because you do whatever the fuck you want. But I'm just telling you guys who've been around, and I think most of you guys trust me and trust my opinions, to just be fucking like take a step back for a minute and look at the whole situation and think to yourself, like, why am I even so interested in this woman to begin with? And I'm not saying don't watch Michelle or don't do content on her. Like, you know what? She's putting herself out on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But don't fucking fight with people that you've been friends with for years over Michelle. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't break the community apart over this fucking lady. It's not worth it. Yeah. Stop playing into MGL's master plan. She wants everybody to focus on Michelle and not her. She saw something when Michelle came. She's like, oh shit, this woman's a fucking train wreck. This woman is a fucking train wreck. She's nuts. She's crazy. She saw something in Michelle, and so she was like, "Here, let me put Michelle out there." First, look, it's all out there right in front of our eyes, right? First, she blew up Michelle with drama, her own drama with Michelle. And then she was like a cat, how cats, when they kill something, they play around with it, they bat it around, and then they're just like done with it. It's exactly what she did. She's like, here, I'll pass it off to somebody else. And then everybody else swooped in and they were like, oh, this lady's a fucking train wreck. I'm going to start watching her because she knows us. She knows that we all like a good fucking shit show. So she created the shit show for us and then threw Michelle over here to distract us so that people stop calling her out. Because if you think about the timing of everything, she was right in the midst of being called out big time for scamming in this whole Von McRae situation. But, so Michelle provided a beautiful distraction for her. I mean, it's kind of a fucking evil genius plan that she just threw Michelle over here. I mean, which is, that's a big reason as to why I personally don't even pay attention to Michelle, because I'm like, I'm not falling for that fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not falling for it. Michelle is a scam artist. I don't know what Michelle is, Brandy, but Michelle's got. She saw Michelle feeds into trolls so easy. Yes. Yep. So, she kind of, and so many people fell for it. MJL's tricks are going to get worse because this gets deeper, and she sees it. I really believe. Oh yeah, nonsense. We've been watching. It's like a cycle, right? Over the last couple of years, she cycles, and like she's in like the middle of another cycle right now. When she's like between quote unquote cases, because I don't even like to like give her the credit of being a true crime person because she really isn't. But when she's like between cases, this is like her normal kind of cycle that she goes through, where she cycles through people and creates drama basically to distract everybody. Because like I heard a clip of her yesterday saying that she's like, oh, I'm never gonna talk to another family again. It caused so much pain. Do you know how many times she said that over the last couple of years? She said that back in the Chris Watts days. Oh, I'm never gonna talk to another family. I'll never get close with another family again. And then she fucking does it again. She uses the families. She created the whole situation, and she can blame everybody else she wants to, Katie and this person and that person. She created the situation that Von's family is in right now. She created it, and they don't even know it, that they were being played by this fucking psycho from YouTube. She created the whole entire situation. She's the one who is posting the super chats and making the situation out to be something that I really don't think it was. Blaming this girl for trying to, murder her husband, basically. She created that whole situation completely by herself, and so they're in the situation that they're in because of her. They're in it because of her. Had they not contacted her or went up on her channels or had any association with her, I think they would have just been able to go see their son. I think everything would have gone a lot smoother. But she created the situation with the attorneys, because what she does is she lies, right? And then she lies more and she lies more and she lies more, and then the lies just keep building up. And now they're out there like looking like scam artists, with the attorneys. She don't even know the story anymore. The lie has snowballed downhill so bad and gotten so big that she doesn't even know what she said in the beginning anymore. And I feel bad. I feel bad for these families that are being taken advantage of by these YouTubers, not just her, because there's more than just her out there doing this, but she's definitely one of the worst, because I've watched her do it to many families over the years. For those of you guys who weren't around, what she did to the Rusev family was absolutely disgusting. She befriended this family, right? She built a rapport with them. She built trust with them. Um, she almost claimed that she was life coaching. Well, I don't know, all of them, it seemed like in the beginning. Okay. And then when things didn't go her way, she threw the family under the bus. And the worst one that I feel personally that was affected was the brother of Shanann Watts. Frank Rusick is his name. This poor guy, I mean, she went up on her channel and accused this man of all sorts of things, using drugs, which, maybe he was at the time, but can you blame the guy? His whole family just got murdered. Could you blame the guy? His only sibling and his nieces got murdered. You know what? I don't blame the guy, to be honest with you. So then she started accusing him of using her, just like she does with everybody else. Oh, I hope so many people. Woe is me. Woe is me. I can't even pay my bills because I'm helping so many people. Yeah, I saw that fucking post. Yeah, I saw that post. You can't pay your bills. You never paid your bills. I don't think you've ever paid a bill in your fucking life. Those of us, again, who've been around, we know that she hasn't paid her bills in God knows how long. Her husband pays all the bills, as does mine. Okay. But I don't sit around here acting like I'm fucking, oh my God, I really regret that $700 belt that I bought. I can barely pay my bills. Well, if you really regret it and you can't pay your bills, go fucking return your belt, bitch. Go return your belt. Okay. Stop fucking begging for money and vacuum cleaners on fucking YouTube. I give so much money away. She claimed, I saw a clip last night where she claimed that she gave $500 to this babysitter and from the Quentin case, okay? And it's like, first of all, nobody fucking told you or asked you to give this woman $500, if in fact you really did, okay? But she's like, yeah, she wants to move into a bigger apartment. We all know that $500 ain't shit these days. Where is $500 gonna get you? You know what I'm saying? That's not even enough for a security deposit on a new apartment, at least here in New York. I don't know about elsewhere, maybe down in Georgia, but up here, could wipe your ass with $500. You know what I'm saying? You give the money to people, and we all know why you do it, and it's your choice. So don't sit here complaining about it. That you give so much money away that you could barely pay your own bills because you're so charitable. You know, you gave that $500 for exclusivity. That's why you give it, because your return on that is a lot more than what you put out there. But you're the idiot who's handing people you barely even know money. That's on you, boo boo. That ain't on us. So, she'll turn around to this woman just like she did with Frankie Rusick and act like Frankie Rusick took advantage of her because she gave him money. Well, that was your choice. Nobody told you to give this guy money. You raised money for him. You raised money for him to go on a trip that he didn't need to go on. So that's on you. But she's done this over and over and over again. And the thing is that she cycles through people, right? Every few years. So the people that are listening to her now, they don't know that she did this already 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it's been. They don't know that. They're totally unaware of that. Most of you guys that are new here have no idea that she's already done this with a whole nother family years ago and continues to do it. It's a cycle that she does every time she finds another case and another victim's family that she can get close with. She uses them for content on her channel, okay? And she tries to fool everybody into thinking, oh, poor me. Me and Justin are hurting YouTube wise. We're not making money because we can't monetize these true crime videos. That's bullshit. Okay. Because even if you can monetize them, that's not where your money is coming from. It's like, it's insulting that she even says that and that she thinks that there's people out there dumb enough to even fall for that shit. Okay. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't be broke and unable to pay your bills, but at the same time, buying yourself $700 belts when you don't even wear pants that require belts, or when you're going to get your fucking sausage lips tattooed, permanently tattooed, which by the way, look fucking horrible. Horrible. Looks like you have two wet hot dogs sitting on your fucking face. But hey, to each their own, you know? That's what you want to go for. I'm just glad we're all making you that insecure. I'm glad. I'm glad to know it. Now you know how other people feel. But you guys know what I'm saying? She's been doing this for years, guys. For years. And you know, me and Alicia, this is one thing that I personally don't agree on. And Alicia, I don't mean to call you out on this, but I have to say something. Because I heard you, I heard a little bit of your live last night. I kind of fell asleep. But I heard one part. And I want to remind you, Alicia, and I'm not saying this to be, you know, mean. I love you to death. You know that. But you had called out a person from, I guess, Starlight's chat, who I personally care a lot for. And you said that that person was, you know, friends with her while she was doxing people. And Alicia, you were friends with her too when she was doxing people. You know, she doxed me. She doxed Starlight. She doxed Plunder. This was all while you were friends with her. Let's not forget too that she also swatted people, had people swatted while you were friends with her. You know, so when I heard you say that, I just felt like it wasn't fair for you to throw that in that person's face last night, because you were also friends with her at a time where she was doing these things to people, you know? And I don't hold it against you because you're you know? And I don't hold it against that person either, because to be quite honest with you, I don't think that person participated in any of that shit, you know? But I just felt like it was kind of unfair because, you know, it's being said in a chat filled with people that don't know that person and might think that that person was helping to dox and stuff with her. And I really, really, really don't believe that that's the case with this specific person. And I don't want to cause them any more, you know, embarrassment. I'm not going to say their name, but, you know, yeah, this person was friends with her for, you know, years, and sat there in her chats, and a lot of people did. A lot of people did. People that I'm friends with today, you know, that, like, there was people that were on, I don't even want to say my side, but I guess maybe that's the best way to put it, right? There was people that were on my side that I thought were on the same page with me as far as like all the swatting bullshit went, okay? And then all of a sudden they like became friends with her, and it was mind-blowing to me, you know? And they sat there, they even went up on the panel on my birthday. I know that. Now now I especially know. But like a lot of those people, you know, sat there alongside of her while she was doing really shitty things to people. I mean, and the whole point I was trying to make is that I disagree that she's gotten worse. I think that she's maybe gotten her head filled a little bit, but she's always been shitty, dude. She's always harassed people, doxed people. You know, Alicia, you were friends with her when she doxed my phone number, you know, where I lived, when I was swatted. I'm not saying you played a part in it. I'm saying that you were friends with her during that time. I mean, you sat on that panel that night with her when that happened. So, you know, I just didn't think it was fair to call out one person and say that, you know, to them, when there's a lot of other people in this community that were friends with her when she did some really shitty things to people, including yourself, you know? And you know, I love you. I'm just saying, you know, sometimes we don't realize when we say things, myself included in this, you know, that kind of sound hypocritical after we say them. MGL absolutely escalated. Mylanta, I think here, okay, I don't think she's gotten worse, okay, because to be quite honest with you, in some ways, yes, she's gotten worse. In other ways, no, I feel like she's always been horrible, okay? Because you don't go and have people swatted and do all this other shit, dox people. She's always been doing that. She's always openly doxed people. But then when she realized, you have to remember at this time, okay, when she supposedly, allegedly had 20,000 subscribers, right? But she was only getting like 80 people in her chats at this point, at a certain point in time when she was in the drama community, you know? She realized that the majority of the people were like against doxing. And she's very smart. She's very in that sense where she's analytical of like what her, it's almost like she has her own what's it called in her head? Analytics in her head, okay? About people. And she knows that at that time when the drama community, how strongly they stood against doxing, she had to calm down her doxing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't dox for a while, but now that she's not in the drama community anymore, she don't fucking care. She doxes the shit out of everybody. She don't give a fuck anymore. She's right back to doing that because that's who she is at her core. When she can't control a situation, she uses fear tactics to try to control people. I played the voicemail that she left on my voicemail, years ago. I played it yesterday on my channel. You could go back and listen to it, and you could hear the subtle threats that she's making to me. Oh, they're not going to get your address from me, but your information's very easy to find. So she's been doing this shit for years. For years. It hasn't changed. She's more protected now. What has gotten worse is I think that she's more comfortable with, her position here, right, on YouTube. She's gotten a bigger following. She's got a lot more people fooled. Okay. And she's a little more flamboyant. She's live more often. She leaves her lives up. She's a little more brazen about things. But do I think that her behavior has necessarily changed? No, I don't. I think her behavior has always been the same. And I think that she adjusts it according to her environment through the years. That's what I think. But it's always been there. It's always been the same. It's like she hides it sometimes, and then other times she doesn't hide it. But I think it's always been the same, throughout. Nothing's really changed, in my opinion. No, she doesn't fear consequences. She's always got people. Mackie, here, I'll tell you why. Hold on. Let me finish this thought. She's always has people who do her dirty work so she don't have to get her hands dirty. Oni was that guy for her for years. He got all the information. She doxed Ems. Okay. Ems was one of the people that she doxed. They found her house and put her, I don't know if she blatantly doxed her, but they found out where she was and where she lived. Okay. And what her name was. I mean, they've been doing this for years consecutively. Like, this is nothing new. But then when her views started to go down, right, and people weren't paying attention, she tried to humble herself a little bit, so she knows how to adjust accordingly to keep enough people roped in, but she adjusts herself according to her audience. How much will people put up with? Trust me, she's paying attention. So Mackie, or if I'm saying your name right, to answer your question, number one, I have no proof, okay, that she was involved in it. Okay. I have a lot of what's it called, circumstantial proof that she's been involved in it, was involved in it, because number one, I never had issues with the person who actually made the phone call, which is another problem. She didn't actually make the phone call herself. She had somebody else do it. A friend of hers did it. Like I said, she don't like to get her hands dirty, so she makes sure that she doesn't. But there's been a lot of statements over the years, things that she said, even on the night that it happened. She said something very strange a couple minutes before the cops showed up at my house. She was like, oh, something's going to happen and I'm going to get the blame for it tomorrow. I mean, you don't say something like that unless you know that it's happening. And then she's sitting there watching my live stream, so that's the kind of evidence. It's pretty obvious to me. I didn't really have any issues with anybody at that point in time except her on YouTube. So it's pretty obvious that was her. But because, did somebody just join membership? Thank you, Heather Marie. Welcome. But like I was saying, because she she made it pretty obvious that it was her, but because she didn't actually make the call, I can't press charges against her. The other thing is, because of where I live, New York State does not release 911 calls. I did a FOIA request and I couldn't exactly get my call. So really the proof that her friend did it is because 2 days the day after it happened to me, Starlight, okay, hello Starlight, who I was close friends with at the time, she got swatted the next night, I think it was, or like 2 nights later, or it was like maybe a day in between. I forget. It was either the day after or there was a day in between. Okay, by the same person. She was able to get her call, and we have proof that it was him that called. There's no question. So it's pretty safe to say that he also called on me. Now, Starlight herself is more proof because Starlight never had an issue with this guy at all. I mean, I don't even know if they ever interacted or anything. So he had no motivation to do this to her on his own. But, you know, in the weeks leading up to it, when it happened, there was a lot of shit going on that, you know, showed that she was trying to find some type of way to shut us up and get us off of YouTube. And so that was like the last resort to shut us up. And Mandy Bell also got it. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Years later, Mandy Bell actually figured out how that started because she got the private text messages. It was another Emily, not even me. Yeah. Yep. So there was a lot of, yeah. Yeah, they don't release 911 calls. I had to put in a FOIA request, and then it was like, you know, hire an attorney. And I don't even know if at that point I still could have even gotten it if I hired an attorney. And so, you know, what the guy Oni ended up getting caught, okay, because he swatted himself. I forget why, because this shit was like 2 years ago. I forget exactly what his reasoning was. He swatted himself, right? And he used another creator's name for the SWAT. He was basically trying to set up this other creator who he was friends with. He was like really good friends with this girl at one time. And he was trying to set her up. And so he used her name on the call. Okay. She ended up, because she lived, I forget what state she lived in, but whatever state she was in, she was the first one to get the 911 call. And he ended up getting in trouble, but at the end of the day, all he did was pay a fine, a $300 fine. And then, like, I don't know, he might have had some community service. So unfortunately, there's no like real stiff penalties for these people that do this shit, which is a problem. In and of itself. You want to hear the most psychotic thing about it? And this motherfucker, the day after he did these SWAT calls, he got in touch with Duty Ron, who is a very reputable, sincere, upstanding guy, okay, who is a former police officer who had just kind of came over to YouTube. He had gotten in touch with this guy and asked him if they could do a live together about the dangers of swatting. This motherfucker, that's how ballsy and psychotic these people are. Okay. So he duped this cop. And Duty Ron's still here, has a great channel. Check him out. He duped this guy into doing a live with him about the dangers of swatting 2 days after he swatted two people. So I mean, it's fucking crazy. But you guys, you know, you have to realize she purposely surrounds herself with these types of people. You got people, you know, dangerous fucking real life going motherfuckers. Okay. She purposely pulls those types of people into her circle so that they could do her dirty work for her. And that's what all these new people are. You notice? You notice the type of people that attract to her? I don't attract those types of people, but she certainly does. Why? Because like attracts like. That's why. Like attracts like. So she's attracting all the people whose behavior is very similar to her own behavior. And that's what she's been doing for years. This is what's happening right now. What do you mean nonsense? Yeah. Listen, dude, that's what I'm telling you guys. There's a pattern of behavior that's been very obvious over the last couple of years that we've all been through. Those of us who've been around that have watched her, that know how she rolls, you know, we've all seen it for years now. So it's no surprise to me that, you know, she's doing the things that she's doing. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Yes. Like Michelle getting people to do dirty work. Yeah, very much so like that. You don't go from on the inside to the outside in silence with her either. That's not how it works. Hold on a second. Nor has it ever. Things don't add up. Well, that's the whole thing nonsense, right? Nobody's ever quietly walked away from her. Do you know the only person that's ever actually quietly walked away from her, ironically enough, was Oni, supposedly, right? But then we come to find out because she lied to all of us and said, oh, I don't talk to him anymore. We're not friends anymore. You know, she acted so disgusted by his behavior. Why did this guy not rat her out for all this bullshit and her part in it? Because she was paying his fucking grocery bills. She was buying this motherfucker groceries. $300. Here you go. She fucking, listen, dude. When I tell you guys that this woman uses money to fucking control people, she uses money to fucking control people. Okay. So this guy sat back quietly, took all the fucking blame for everything, took 100% blame for everything, and left YouTube completely and didn't say a word about her, never turned his back on her, because after he got busted out, she continued to pay his grocery bills. And I have proof of that. And if anybody wants to see it, hit me up and I'll show you. He did disappear like a candle in the wind, so to speak, right? So, my whole point is that she's been doing this for fucking years. He might still be around, Safari Dream. He very well might be. And her husband stands by and lets her do all this. Yep. Because he's a fucking bitch too. He's also being controlled by her, in my opinion. He may think he wears the pants over there, but he certainly doesn't. You know? He certainly doesn't. A lot of people do think that Oni's still around. Unless she drags him, she's still friends. Right. So that's the only person that's ever walked away from her camp quietly. Everybody else has been dragged through the fucking mud. Okay? Dragged through the fucking mud. Like a fucking dirty fucking pig by her. Personal shit's gotten out. You know, whatever it is that she could do to, embarrass you and insult you and all that other shit. Nobody's walked away. I cannot seriously name one person besides him that's ended the friendship with her and walked away silently. Even if they were only around for a short period of time, she still drags the fucking enamel off their teeth. So I'm telling you, she fucking, that's why I don't believe that, people are like, oh, we're leaving, we left. No, I don't believe it, because she would be fucking dragging the shit out of them. Dragging the shit out of them. It's good that you speak on the shit she's done. I had no idea about TM until I started watching her. Yeah, Heather, did you hear her latest? Her online boyfriend, what's his name? AB, dropped some of their private text messages where she admits that she, in fact, didn't cash that check. That check that she supposedly wrote out for the Summer Wells Fund. Yeah, that actually never got cashed, and she admits it in their private DMs with one another. So she's another piece of shit. She can't keep a friend or person for long. CK, I mean, not that I know of. I haven't heard anything. I'm not subscribed to her channel. And it's like I said, there's two ways that Tiffany handles things. And one is to just completely ignore it and pretend like it's not happening, and disappear for a little while and hope that everybody will just forget it, while she's in the background, in everybody's ears, trying to basically discredit you. Which is probably more likely the case, that, the way that she'll handle it. But yeah, I don't know if she's responded. I don't even know who he is still. Heard a lot, but never looked it up because there's so much happening. Yeah. I think Oni was, I don't know. I don't know what his story was, but, Justin reminds me a lot of Oni, where he's just ride or die. Ride or die. I can't say he should. Hold on a second. I can't say he should be trusted 100% either. Content is pretty low for everyone at the moment during the profitable months on YouTube. Just saying. Who's that? Anyone remember the name of AB's channel when he appeared first time? No. I know his name is A Balance or something now. So I can't stay on here much longer, but I just wanted to kind of come on to remind everybody out there who listens to this that you shouldn't be fighting over these people. Okay, you shouldn't be fighting over these people. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth breaking up friendships that have lasted years over this bullshit, over these people, over Michelle, guys. Michelle, okay? This crazy lunatic from Georgia. You guys are going to let her come in between friendships that have lasted years? Come on. Come on, guys. Do better. Don't forget, Don't forget that you guys played into somebody's hand. All of you. All you guys did. You played right into it. It's like funny because the people that were speaking out the most about MGL at the time, they're the ones who got distracted the most with Michelle. Why? Because she wanted it that way. She knew what she was doing. Yes, Foxy Bot. Absolutely. Absolutely. So just be careful out there. Mm. And I'm sorry to the people who are new around here because, in all actuality, I don't fucking know any of you guys personally. You know, I could only judge people on what they do here, okay, on YouTube. So if I see somebody who's, going to extreme lengths to dock somebody that, whatever, maybe called them a liar, I'm going to stay away from that person, And I don't know, and I'm not saying that you're a bad person or you're a good person because I don't fucking know you. But I know that I don't like the behavior you're displaying here. And it's something that I just don't personally want around me. So I'm going to stay away from it, and don't take it personally because I don't know you personally. I'm just judging your behavior on here. And I know that a lot of times people's behavior on here is a lot different than they would actually, operate in their lives. I understand that. And I'm not saying that you're bad people or anything like that. What I'm saying is that your behavior on here and my behavior on here just doesn't align. And I'm going to stay over here. And that could change in time because it has changed in time. There's been people in that on here that I completely and utterly did not trust, right? When I first encountered them. And over time, I watched their behavior change and now we're friends. Now we're cool with each other. So I'm not saying that can't change over time. I'm saying that as of right at this moment, I've seen some things that concern me and I just need to stay in my own lane over here. I don't want anything to do with that kind of shit. When you're done doing that shit, we'll see. But, everybody here makes mistakes. Okay. And I know that. We all make mistakes, especially when we're new. We don't understand the ebbs and flows and, how YouTube works. And, we're finding our way in a community. I get it, but I've been here for 4 years. And so I know how certain people around here work. And when I see something like that, I just tend to stay away from it because it makes you look, you have to think of how that makes you look. When you're out there doxing people, finding people's information, it makes you look like a really untrustworthy motherfucker, because it's like, oh shit, I don't want, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if I piss this person off or I say the wrong thing about them, are they going to do that to me? So you got to think about how it makes you look before you do things. You might want to prove a lie wrong, but you got to also think of how proving that lie wrong makes you look. You always got to think of how it's going to make you look to other people and how you're going to come across. Hey, Simon. This last year or so, I've tried really hard to trace back my opinions on others to figure out if they're truly my opinions or influenced by others. It's made a difference. And that's a really good thing. That's a really good thing because you shouldn't let other people influence your opinions. I just hate that caught in the middle feeling because I'm like, shit, I hate, and I know it's going to happen, and I'm not saying, people shouldn't fight because of me, but I'm just saying, like, it's not just me. I know that there's a bunch of other people here feeling the same way. They don't have the outlet to say it. They don't have the platform to say it. So I figured I'll speak out for some people, that they're feeling uncomfortable right now because there's so much infighting going on and it's all happening. If you go back to the root cause, it's all happening because of one person who's fucking evil, who does this shit all the time, who loves to manipulate, who loves to triangulate, who loves to fucking see chaos, and destroy things. That person wins again, and you're letting them fucking win by fighting with each other. So just keep that in mind. I'd never ask anyone to trust me or anything I've said. Watch and listen and you'll see. Exactly. And that, see, like nonsense, that's what I did. Okay. Some people don't care how they look. This past week, I've seen and heard people who said they would never do things Molly does, and now I see they're doing the exact same things. More power to them. Exactly. That's the other thing, none of your business, that people have to keep in mind. Okay, right? Like I just said, if you don't care how you look, well, like you said, more power to you. But keep in mind the things that you call out. You don't want to end up doing things just as bad as that person. Keep that in mind. So yeah, just be careful out there, guys, and just think. And this goes to everybody. It's not directed at one person. So I hope nobody's taking this personally, but I just want people to take a step back for a second and think to themselves, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Don't put your trust in people that you don't know. Yeah, it's sometimes and that's what I was going to say. I watched nonsense quietly from the bushes for a while before I actually had the balls to go in her comment section and talk to her, because I've learned on here in the last couple of years, it's better to observe people, and see what direction they take their channel and listen to them for a little while before just jumping in, and after observing her for a little bit, I'm like, all right, she's cool. I can tell. So just got to be careful. Be careful. Somebody gives you a bad feeling. Guess what? There's a reason for that. If you're getting a bad vibe off of somebody, you should trust your gut instinct right from the beginning. Don't wait and find out later. You know what I'm saying? Why put yourself through that? I know for myself, I have a pretty good read of people, and if somebody is giving me a bad vibe, and it's not always perfect, I've made mistakes on here, but if somebody's giving me a bad vibe right off the get-go, I just fucking stay away from that person. I just stay away from that person. I know enough people. I don't need to fucking make new friends, to be quite honest with you guys. I'm content with the people that I already have in my life. It's nice to make new friends with people, but I don't need to make new friends with people. Okay. So if somebody's giving me a bad vibe right out of the gate, I know better now to be like, you know what? I'll just be back here. I'll be back here, by myself. So if you get a bad vibe off of somebody, don't fucking try to talk yourself out of that. That's a mistake that a lot of us make. We get a bad vibe and we're like, no, it's probably this. I did it with a couple of people here myself, Tiffany being one of them. I talked myself out. I got, there was a few red flags that stood out to me in the very beginning when I started talking to her, and I talked myself out of them, and in the end, my initial gut instinct about her was right. My initial gut instinct that I thought in my own head after having a conversation with her on the phone, I was right. I didn't share it with people. I didn't talk about it, but I know what I thought when I hung up the phone with her for the first time. And I should have stuck with my gut instinct on that one, but I didn't. And then I ended up paying for it. And I got to be honest with you, there's not many people in my life here that I regret talking to or meeting. Okay. She's probably one of the only fucking people in my entire life that I regret talking to, which is saying a lot. I was just upset. Okay, so more than enough in Michelle's chat. Michelle's just as bad. Yeah. Listen, I don't know why anybody's going to Michelle's chat at this point, because and do what you want. I'm not going to tell people what to do, but you're not going to help that woman. Okay. If you think that you're going to go in there and you're going to help that woman, you're not. You're not going to talk sense into her. You're not going to fucking help her. You're not going to do anything for that woman. Okay. She's got a disorder. Read up on the disorder, understand the disorder, and then just back away. It's not your job to help this woman. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody's job here to be Michelle's keeper. I mean, I'm not saying don't go in her chat and don't try. If you want to, you can. But my whole point is, stop letting this. I don't even know why anybody's giving her attention, just to be quite honest with you. I just don't. I fucking don't get it. I don't see it. And I feel like that's a person who's seeking attention, right? They're seeking attention, and the more you give it to them, the worse they're gonna get. So, but again, maybe because I have an understanding of the disorder that she has, is why I would never fucking play into it. right. She still supports Science Girl. What she's saying. I hope everybody can work it out because at the end of the day, everybody was friends, and people make mistakes. And I hope that everybody at the end of the day could just work it out and we can move past this because Michelle ain't worth fighting over, guys. She ain't. She ain't. It's not worth it. What you see, you might not get, and we could bet so you don't get souped yet. You're scheming on a thing that's a mirage. I'm trying to tell you now, it's Michelle Sabotage. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Michelle Sabotage. Yes, yes. Trust me, bro. You know how it says it takes one to know one? Yes, Carol. Thank you. Okay, you know how they say it takes one to know one? There's a reason that MGL recognized something in this woman right off the bat, okay? Because they are one in the fucking same, if you ask me. Now that I've seen a little bit of Michelle, didn't take much, they're one in the same. They're one in the same, okay? Takes one to know one. So, trust me, she fucking knew what she was doing when she fucking offered Michelle up to the drama community. She's like, here you go, drama community, have fun with this. And I'll be over here scamming more people and fucking taking advantage of victims' families while you guys don't call me out for it because you're too distracted by Michelle. All right? Have a nice one. Trust me, dude. She takes one to know one. So she knew what she saw in Michelle because those are a lot of the same behaviors that she herself, has. So, yeah. Yeah. So she knew that woman was going to be very, very capable of disrupting and causing chaos in here. You saw how quickly she flipped the switch on them. Guess what? She's going to do that on everybody that goes into her chat because that's part of her disorder. It's fucking the highs and the lows, the black and the white thinking, the idealizing and the discarding and the fucking devaluing. It's all part of that. It all goes together. It all goes hand in hand. So anyway, all right. Hold on. Let me just also stop giving people who have mental issues a free pass to be evil. It's a slap in the face to millions of people who have mental illness and are good people. Yes, I believe that. After all, there are many evil people. I agree with that. I had no idea who this lady, minus a tiny bit, is, but I believe you. Calculated move. Hold on. And they don't even see it. Even her followers and no good doers, none of them can see it. Blind as Ray Charles. And listen, again, I'm not telling anybody what to do because I know people get like, oh, Mega Mess, you think she's telling everybody what to do, and I'm not telling anybody what to do. I come up here and I talk and I speak my mind on my observations and how I would personally, see things and handle things, but you don't have to handle them like that. I just trying to open up your guys' minds, a little bit to thinking outside of the box that you're in right now. Because sometimes people can't see when they're so angry and they're so, whatever about something. Your mind just kind of gets like one tracked. And I'm trying to point out some things that maybe people aren't failing to see right now. But you don't have to listen to me. I don't fucking care if you listen to me. If you guys want to rip each other's faces off at the end of the day, go the fuck for it. I'm telling everybody right now, I'm going to be in people's chats while they're fighting with other people that I care about, So I'm going to step back and I'll be over here. I have my own channel and people come in here. This is a safe spot, so to speak. I don't mean to be a snowflake, but this is a safe spot for people to come who, don't want to be part of that. So, and I don't care if it makes me unpopular or whatever. I don't give a shit. I never fucking go along with the crowd just because I've never been known to do that. And I'm not going to start doing it now. So anyway, with that said, I have to end this because my son's going to be off the bus in like 2 minutes. But, I'm just asking everybody to think. I hope this doesn't upset everybody or get any, anybody mad at me. Because again, it's not directed at any specific person. I love all you guys, to be quite honest with you. So it hurts to see, for me and for others, to see all this fighting going on over some stranger, essentially, or strangers, so to speak. So, just think about it. Anyway, all right, I got to get out of here. And it was, as usual, lovely talking to you guys for, small amount of time I did today. But, I usually go a little longer than this because I could talk forever. But anyway, I will talk to you guys sometime this week. I'm sure I'll be back. So everybody have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.